Hi everyone, I'm back again. Sorry I'm making my third video in a row. There's just a lot that I want to talk about right now with these videos, and I have a lot of topics in mind that a lot of topics, in mind and on my mind that I want to talk about and discuss and get out in the open. So here I go with this one. So again, the other night I was watching the ESPYs, and I saw a preview of that there's going to be this new documentary series on the shooting of Trayvon Martin in Sanford, Florida, 2012 by George Zimmerman. And what is mind-boggling to me is that we live in a society and a world and a culture where we're going to glamorize and make a documentary on someone who was breaking the law, getting in trouble, and committing crime. And we're going to make it act like he's the victim. We're victimizing the criminal. We're making the criminal the villain. Trayvon Martin was trespassing illegally in an area he wasn't supposed to be in. He gave George Zimmerman a hard time, threatened George Zimmerman with his life, almost killed George Zimmerman, and George Zimmerman's life was in danger. Trayvon Martin was trespassing in an area he shouldn't have been in. He was committing actions he should have not been committing that were not legally right, and he was trespassing in areas he was in an area he wasn't supposed to be in legally, and he was trespassing, and he had no legal right to be doing what he was doing. When asked to leave, he refused, and he gave up, and he was shot and killed. And then you have people saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, and he was a young black man shot and killed, an unarmed black kid shot, it's like, forget all that. Stop with all that. It's bullshit. Shut up with all that, alright? Just leave it alone. It's nonsense. I mean, it's like, regardless of what the guy's skin color is, he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing. He was breaking the law. Now, granted, my heart goes out to his mother and his family. I am truly sorry for their loss. I really feel for them. It's truly heartbreaking for them to have to bury their child, and that their child is deceased. They have to bury their own child. That's just awful feeling. It's heartbreaking. But instead of making their child the victim, they needed to realize their child was not the victim. They need to realize their child was a criminal. Their child was not the victim. They have to come out and actually be honest about it and tell the truth. They cannot be in denial about it. That is one thing that is wrong about society and the culture we live in today. All the parents say are in denial and lie and aren't honest about it. They say, oh, well, that's not my kid that would do that. My kid wouldn't cause trouble, or my kid wouldn't do this. My kid wouldn't do that. My kid never did that, never does this. And it's not anyone else's job to enforce any rules on them. That's complete bullshit, and it's garbage. Your child needs to be held to every human being in this world and in this country has to be held to the same high standard and same accountability and same standard as everyone else that lives in this country. Period. It's that simple. Every single human being needs to live with a certain amount of high accountability and be accountable for everything they do, regardless of race, sex, religion, anything. No human being is above the law. Not even the president. We are all human beings, and we all need to be accountable for our actions, whether they're good or bad. There are consequences for every action. Good consequences, bad consequences. We all need to be aware of that. Every human being, like I said before, needs to be held to the same higher standard as everyone else. We all need to be accountable and responsible for everything. But now in society, we make other people the victim. We make them the victim. We make the person committing the action the victim. No, we make the people who have committed the action, the wrongful action, the victim. We're making them the victim, when the person who's having the action done to them is the victim. We need to stop victim shaming the person committing the act. Instead, we need to make the person who's having that done to them the victim. We have to make them the victim. Stop victimizing the people who are committing these acts. It's ridiculous. And all these police incidents, everyone makes the police officers the victim. Now, there are some instances and incidents where that is the case, yes, but we need to realize that there are people that are committing crime and are breaking the law. And we're making the people who hold them accountable and the officers the victim? Really? We need to stop making other people the victim and making the people who are having those actions done to them the victim. Instead of making the villain the victim, we make them the villain and we make the villain the victim. It needs to be the other way around. We need to make the villain the victim and the victim the hero. We can't make the victim the villain. We can't make we need to make the victim the villain. We cannot glamorize the victim. We cannot play down to the victim's level. Or we need to sympathize for the person who's having that done to them, the victim. So the criminals in these cases need to stop playing the victim. It's the innocent people that are being victimized and that are the victim. So if we all do that, that'll make everything better. So we just need to all do that. Suck it up. Stop whining. Stop complaining about it, and make everyone inclusive and hold everyone accountable and hold everyone to a high standard. So again, if you like this video, click. If you think this video was cool or awesome, click the like button, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below.